Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What is up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Today we have election day here in California.
You mean election month?
Well, election month. Yes, because the votes
It's
aren't tallied in
it's
one day.
no longer election day.
It's no longer election day, it's
Yeah,
election month.
you used to go on one day. And I remember when I was a kid, I would actually go with my parents. They would take me. They would go after work. We would wait for my dad to get home from work and we would walk up to this like neighborhood. It was like a park or something and go in and I would watch my parents vote. And when I turned 18, it was a big deal. I couldn't wait to vote for the first time.
Yeah.
And I've never missed an election since. I voted every time, but it was always one day until
You've never missed a selection.
selection. Yeah. It was always one day until cooties. Then it turned into like, oh, it's you got to mail your ballot in, and if you go in, it might not be safe because there might be germs.
Well, that's why Cooties was so instrumental.
Hmm.
Because I think they were starting to rig the votes, but they wanted to make sure that we could get a bunch of illegal immigrants to vote.
Yeah,
So mail-in ballots, perfect
that
for just
sealed the
allowing
deal.
every Tom, Dick, and Juan from third world, far-flung corners of the world to vote.
Totally, because I think like having it on one day made it a little bit more troublesome for them. It was a little more complicated to the rigging had to get more they had to be more accurate about it and they had to
Yeah,
like do it all at once.
totally,
This way it's like a week-long ordeal and they have a lot of time to deal with it. And then they take like days afterwards to count the ballots, which is
totally.
really weird too, because
It shouldn't.
if it's all computerized, shouldn't it just be like automatic?
Immediate.
Yeah.
That's true. And then all of these mail-in ballots. So, like, I think 1,000 mules or 10,000 mules was actually revealing the method. I
Hmm.
don't trust that little Indian dude that made it. What's his name? My name is Dinesh D'Souza.
Yeah.
And if I don't come out and do my controlled opposition, I'm going to be sent back to shitting in the street. So I better go ahead and make this documentary. And I think it's true. I think what they did was they gave him access to the truth because that I'm starting to see that they show us the truth.
Right.
They go, there's nothing you can do about it. Here's what's going on, and it's rage porn. So they
Totally.
showed us how they rig the elections with these mail-in ballots. What they do is they just have dudes go, or and chicks too. They just go drive up to these like drop boxes with like crates full of rigged ballots.
Yeah. And then then they weren't they like throwing out a bunch of ballots and then like rerunning a bunch of them through the machine like
Totally.
multiple times and
Like
stuff?
they just said, oh, these are all Trump voters here. Let's just throw these aside and
Yeah.
just put a bunch of Biden voters in there.
I mean, so
The other thing I remember about the 2020 election, the presidential election, they called California for Biden at like 7:30 at night.
mhm.
And we're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So it was like, no, 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 it's done.
Yeah, like how would they know that?
2% of the vote is in, so we're done. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
we've already calculated it.
We've already got it. It's a, yeah, he's already won.
So then why does it take them a week to count the votes?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't make any sense. Something's wrong. Something's
Yeah.
rotten in Denmark. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't voted yet. There's still time. I could probably rush over there after we get done recording.
I know. So today is actually election day and
But we have election week. I mean, I
yeah,
bet you if I wanted to, there's probably some provision where I could vote late.
why not? I mean,
I
if
mean,
you
they're
can
not gonna.
vote weeks early and mail your stuff in, why can't you vote late? You
So
know?
lame.
It's so lame. I
It's
mean,
all so lame. And then our candidates are so lame.
yeah. So like this for this election, we're supposed to be voting for a new governor, which should be a big deal because we're finally getting rid of Newscomb. But I completely forgot about this whole thing. I totally remember when I got here today, I was like, you said something and I said today's election day. Like I mean, usually I'm all over that, but I
You know
just
why? Because I think because of our show and the nature of our show and how real we are, we know that it's meaningless.
yeah.
I mean, it's completely meaningless. First of all, none of those candidates, the governor candidates, one of them is like some reality show dude. What was his name?
Well,
Scott Pratt,
Spencer Pratt.
Spencer
So
Pratt.
so it's like I'm like, wait, who is that? Why is that name familiar? And he's running for mayor of LA, I guess. And or Orange, is it LA or Orange County?
I think
I
LA.
think it's LA. And he was like on some reality TV show. I'm like, how many actors are we going to have like running our country?
Dude, Trump is a
We've already,
reality show
yeah, we've got one
contestant.
running our country. And it's like,
They're all reality
how come
show.
people don't question this and
I
why?
think they do. I think that
You
there's a
know?
lot of people who do kind of question all this stuff, but what's happened is they've rendered us powerless.
Yeah,
There's nothing we can do.
I know. And
We can raise awareness. Like what we're doing is pretty much the most that we can do. We
yeah,
can raise awareness and we can raise our voice and we can remind people that we outnumber these elites that are
yeah.
running everything and we can take our countries back.
So I'm like, well, then, you know, do we do we keep voting because we're putting our message out there about how we feel and what we want, or do we just give up the voting and say, well, it doesn't matter anyway, so why bother? But then it's like, well, if you're not even voting, can you really complain about what's happening? But if it doesn't
Well,
matter, does it really matter? You know what
that negates
I
one of
mean?
the options that we've talked about.
Yeah,
I think we have to build an alternative.
yeah.
We have to like America is corrupt and all of our politicians are owned and operated. All of our elections are rigged.
They're selected.
They're selected. So we're not being represented right now. Like my mom was just doing her taxes and she took some money from this fund that she had and they charged that as income and taxed the shit
Mhm.
out of it,
Yep,
right?
that's what they do.
So we're paying all these taxes to a government that doesn't represent us.
Right.
And that's what happened during the Revolutionary War.
I know, and we've got to get more people to wake up and realize that that's not right. It's not
It's
constitutional.
taxation without representation. That's
It
what it's called.
is. They're taxing us. They basically take like half your income.
Mhm. And we need to remember who's in charge right now and who are these people who've aligned themselves because we're going to hold them accountable.
So you know what that makes us? It
Revolutionaries,
well, no, I mean the fact that they take half our income,
slaves.
it makes us slaves and it makes us basically like we're like prostitutes and the government is our pimp.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like we're out there working our butts off. We're trying to be, upstanding
If
citizens.
you give a $50
And
BJ, then you have to give 25 to your pimp. Otherwise, he's going to use his pimp hand on you.
is that what the cut is? 50%?
I don't know. I haven't looked into like the dynamics of
But
their
probably,
relationships.
probably, if
Probably.
not more. But I mean,
He's like, bitch, I cook for you and I give you a place to sleep.
I think that's about what it is. It's just like the government. So we're out there working our butts off and we want to have a house or whatever, and half of our hard work, half of our income is going to the
It's
government.
probably about that.
It,
It's probably about that.
no, it is for real. Like
And, here's another thing too that pisses me off. Where does that money go? There's no
exactly.
transparency. It's all opaque.
Yeah,
So all of these billions of dollars that are coming in revenue for the taxes for this California, it's just going to line the pockets of these scumbags.
totally. And some people might be saying, no, you're not paying 50%. You're only paying 20. No, because we're paying like, if you work full time in California and you have like even a decent salary barely covers expenses now, but you're going to be paying like at least 25% in taxes. But that's only on your income. Then you're going to be paying property taxes. So you're paying 1% of your home cost. So you're paying like this huge fee every month, which is like another rent. So that's taxes. Then we pay like Probably, I think it's maybe like almost another 50% of the cost of gas is taxes in California. So every time you fill up your car, it's like a ton of taxes.
It's like 600. It's like I just got gas and I got
It's almost $7 a gallon.
well, dude, I got like a 30 cent off a gallon like discount for using my phone number. Even 30 cents off a gallon, it was like 6.49 a gallon.
Yeah. And then, 8.25% or 8.5% in some cities, sales tax. So we, like half of our income is going to taxes, at least, you know,
And
it's,
it's not serving us.
it's not.
As a matter of fact, it's serving the people who are coming into this country illegally.
Mm-hmm.
That's who it's serving.
Yeah.
Because those people have like the red carpet rolled out for them.
And they're getting free stuff.
They're getting a bunch of free stuff. Like there's this one house down from my house I told you about where there's like 20 cars parked there.
That's
So they've
scary.
got like 20 vatos living in like what would be a white person's family home,
Yeah.
you know? And that's going on all across the whole state. Plus they have all these auxiliary units that they build in the back. So
Yeah.
you have like sometimes you'll have like 20 people living in a home here, but
The,
not just in our town, but in California across the whole state.
Well, so this is a whole like kind of new phenomenon that sort of crept up in the last like I'd say 8 years, maybe 8 to 10 years. So they used to have like really strict laws and codes about um, you couldn't like basically have like a living dwelling unit in your garage. There were rules about that because you had to they said you had to have parking. So even if your garage was full of crap and you actually weren't using it for parking, the law was that you can't turn it into a dwelling unit because uh, it's supposed
Technically,
technically it's supposed to be for parking and they didn't want like all these cars on the street, which so that makes sense.
which totally does, because my
Yeah.
neighborhood sucks now. When you're cruising down the street, a neighborhood's
Well,
not supposed to have a million cars on it.
every neighborhood is like that now. So what happened in the last 8 years or so, I think less than 10 years, um, maybe even 5 years. It's fairly recent. They totally changed that whole thing. Newsom changed it all and made it so that it doesn't matter how many dwelling units you have on your property, you can just pack people in and that can't be right. You can just pack people in and you can just like build like these ADUs, auxiliary dwelling units, or put them in your garage, whatever. And so now you like drive down a regular like little neighborhood and it's just cars everywhere. Like cars. In fact, it's funny because
And the traffic is untenable
yeah,
because there's so many people living in each home and they're all driving cars.
they're all so there might be like three families living on one property. And it's weird because people have this idea that like, oh, I'm gonna build this auxiliary dwelling unit in my backyard and I'm like gonna rent it out and make all this money. But they don't really take into consideration the fact that, it's gonna cost like $300,000 to build that. So it's gonna take you a while to recoup that amount of money. But then you've got somebody living on your property and how do you get rid of them? Because I heard that actually
Eviction laws are really bad.
eviction laws are in favor of the renter like becoming a squatter actually. And
Totally.
I've heard that what they're trying to do now is with those ADUs, they're trying to make it so that they're not just like rental units that you own, but they want to make it like a separate thing so like somebody could actually buy it. So you wouldn't even really have control over what's in your backyard, basically. So that'll be coming next. But anyway, we've got this election today, and we're trying to decide if we should like wrap up early and go cast our vote
I don't think so.
because we've got maybe a new governor coming in. I guess
We
I
could go
guess
from Gavin Newsom to Xavier Becerra. I mean,
yeah, what
that
are our
dude is
choices?
such a freaking nightmare.
We've got we've got like maybe from bad to worse. We don't really have a lot of good choices.
Well, that's the other thing too. It's the illusion of choice because none of these
Yeah,
Democrats or even Republicans, let's say some Republican happen to win governor, which it won't
it's
happen.
never gonna happen.
The Democrats all toe the line.
Yeah,
They all do what they're told. So you're not getting a new person in there with new, fresh ideas.
no,
You're getting someone else
a
who's
new
another
face.
puppet.
You're getting a new
A
face.
new face, that's another puppet. Like Xavier Becerra, he does what he's told by his handlers. Otherwise, he gets sent back to the third world, or he'll probably just get unalived. You
Right.
know, he
Yeah.
can't deviate.
No.
You know,
None of them
none of
could
these
deviate.
people have their own ideas. They come out and they toe the party line. That's why I'm starting to think we need to have alternatives
Yeah.
because we're getting taxation without representation.
Totally. And you know what? I just thought of another actually like you know, yeah, we're happy to get rid of Newscomb, but with him leaving his position, that just means that he's probably like one step closer to becoming the next
President.
president,
That's what he's being
right?
groomed for because he's a total werewolf. He'll do anything. That dude,
Yeah.
he is so disgusting. You know, the other thing too is now they're going to be looking at, was it Prop
Prop
36?
36.
That's on the ballot.
Yeah.
So that's like
Well, that was
basically rolling
already,
back some of the Prop 47
yeah.
things from 2014.
I think Prop 36 was already put into place,
It already
right?
passed,
Yeah.
but now they're just implementing it.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's a ridiculous farce because what they
yeah.
basically said was if you're not white, you can do whatever you want with impunity, that we're not going to charge you with a crime.
So basically, I think it was Prop 47 that brought in the laws that basically made it so that like breaking the law wasn't really breaking the law anymore. Like
Unless you're white,
you could steal up to $900 worth of stuff and then you would
which
like,
is a lot of shit.
yeah, and
Dude,
you
if you
wouldn't
go
get
into
into trouble.
CVS, dude, I
That's
don't
why
think I've
they
ever even come close to spending like $900 in a
that's
CVS.
why they had to lock everything up at CVS, like put
It's
everything
so
behind
lame. And then you
glass.
go to Ralph's and you gotta, oh, I gotta get deodorant. Hold on, let me go through this glass
I
enclosure.
know, like people are stealing all of the like hygiene items at Ralph's.
Uh,
It's so bizarre, but so what happens is I think I okay, so I think the people are selected, but I don't know. I wonder about like the laws and the propositions and stuff. Do you think that we have any say in those either, or do you think that those are just put in? Because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are
it's all
very ignorant and they
totally,
don't read the fine print.
totally.
And I think it was Prop 47 that they described it as like the Safe Neighborhood Act or something like that, when actually it was the one that like let all the criminals out early. So it was like people read
That's Orwellian.
they read the like headline of the proposition
And they
or
go, that's
whatever.
good.
They go, that sounds good. And they don't even actually really, and then they word them in such a confusing way where it's like, don't vote. It's like vote no if you don't want this to not be what you want it to
You
not
have
be.
no idea
So
what you're really voting for.
yeah, so they use like all these like double negatives in the description. So you're like you have to wrap your head around like the actual description
Totally.
of what it is. And you're like, wait, don't. It's like, okay, vote no if you don't want it to be not this. It's like really confusing. So not only do they word it in a confusing way, but most people don't even take the time to read
Well, to
the
answer your
descriptions.
question, I can't remember what proposition it was, but before I moved back east, I voted that, dude, no gay marriage. I don't want gay marriage. You shouldn't be able to go be some butt dart and go get married and get like tax benefits and have a family. You know, I was like, no. California voted no on gay marriage. Like we did a referendum,
Hmm.
and the referendum said clearly we don't want gay marriage, but the Supreme Court imposed it on us anyways. So
Is that
now.
right?
Mhm. So it's kind of like what that happened just recently, where the Health and Human Services decided that they were going to reduce the vaccine schedule, and then a
Oh.
court came and put a stay on that. You
So
know,
it's like even if we do vote a certain way, they could come in and just be like, the parent that goes, no, I've just decided that's not what you're gonna get,
that's right.
even though you voted this way. No,
The
that's not.
Culture Club said, you know what, we're depopulating, and being gay is a big part of that. So sorry, you guys are just gonna have gays getting married.
Oh my gosh.
So lame. I totally was like, no. As a matter of fact, I kind of was like, dude, they should put a provision in the bill where gay people should have to like go to like gay rehab. Like you have to get rounded up and you have
Get
to go get taught you should have sex with chicks,
get
dude.
ungayed.
I had this whole idea about a gay rehab where, you know, you would go there and a dude who can actually hook up with chicks, like coaches you on like, okay, dude, first of all, you're fat, bald, and impotent. You need to get more chick friendly. So, dude, I'm gonna work with you. You're gonna watch what you eat.
What about, but there's a lot of gay guys who are like really good looking and like they're super fit and they dress really nice and they have
That's right.
beautiful homes.
Those dudes need to be.
Oh, there's a lot of women that would like to be with them.
That's right. All they got to do is
Yeah.
choose them.
Yeah.
So they have to be reprogrammed.
Okay.
They've got off to a bad start. They need to be like calibrated.
Yeah.
And I believe that
Yeah.
because I don't think you're born gay like what's her name? Lady Gaga. She's like, I was born
Born
this
this
way.
way.
No, you weren't
Yeah.
born that way. You learned to be that way.
Right.
And you probably shouldn't, you know?
It's not the way God wants it.
It's not. It's not. You're not
No.
supposed to be gay. You're not supposed to have sex with animals either.
No, and I think that's coming.
No. They're
Mhm.
like, well, I married my horse,
They're like,
like Nero.
we like that idea because you definitely can't procreate
Not
that way."
create that way unless you have a baby horse, but we don't care about that. So I don't know. I think I've gotten to the point where voting feels to me like I almost feel like I'm being
It's an
duped.
act.
I'm being duped.
Yeah.
I'm being told, go vote. Your voice matters. My voice doesn't matter.
It almost feels like it's like a waste of time thing that they get people stirred up and they kind of whip people up into this frenzy of like the months leading up to it where they have all the commercials and the hype of like this person and that person and they're like fighting and bickering and they're showing the commercials of the
Yes.
people like out to get each other and how this person's so bad and that person's so bad
That's right.
and all of the people are watching and getting into this frenzy of like, oh, we're going to have a new person in office and people are like anticipating it and then they go and vote or they put their ballot in the mail or whatever. And I don't know, it's starting to feel like just a waste of time.
It is. Because even if they pass initiatives that I approve of, they're just going to come
What's
and
going to
culture
happen?
club. They
Yeah.
culture club and they just come over the top of it and say, no, no, you gay marriage is happening, dude. Just get over
It
it.
seems like if the ones that pass that we agree on are the ones that get steamrolled.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, that's why I got so mad because I feel like the laws are against me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
if I go out and I say, no, 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 I want this law, they just come and they say, no, you're not allowed to have that. Like, for instance, I think they should deport every illegal from California.
But
How
remember
many are here?
But remember what I told you, Firefly? I said it's not a personal attack. It's an attack on humanity.
It is.
And
I still take it personally.
what we need to do is what we keep talking about, which is we need to keep talking and spreading awareness and creating alternative
That's what I think. So it's not
societies.
go vote. I think, as a matter of fact, maybe we should stop voting and we should all start forming alternatives like seceding. I think seceding.
I would love to secede. I think there's a lot of people in California who feel the way we do. And I think there's a lot more people in California that are against all of the garbage than they make it out to be. They make
Totally.
they make it out like California is this like just liberal complete hellhole,
LA, San
which it
Francisco, and
is,
Sacramento are.
which it is. But
But the thing is, that's the
there's
thing.
all these little hamlets and cities all
Totally.
California is a huge state and I
People
think
don't know California,
no,
dude. Like when I was working back east, I'd ask people, they're like, "I'm gonna go to California." I go, "Where are you gonna go?" They all go to stupid places. They all go
like
to
LA.
they go to like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Santa Monica." Then we're gonna go to Hollywood. I'm like, dude, Santa Monica and Hollywood both suck
But
balls.
that's what people like hear about.
Or they'll go
They
to
don't
San Francisco.
they hear it's funny, I remember when I was in Paris like many years ago and I would meet like French people and tell them where I was from. And I would say, of course they'd heard of LA, and then I'd say Santa Barbara. Oh, Santa Barbara, because
Yeah, yeah.
they knew Santa Barbara because there was like some soap opera like years ago called Santa Barbara,
Oh
and
yeah,
I
that's
think it
right.
like
I remember that
replayed
one.
in France, and it was really popular there.
Santa Barbara's so beat now.
Yeah,
It's so
it's so
overcrowded and
gross.
filled with like third world barbarians and like
Yeah,
doing heroin on the street.
I know, it's
It's so
disgusting.
gross. Have you been to Santa Barbara?
Yeah, I don't go there. I stay away from it.
It's
It
gross.
used to be a really nice town.
Oh, dude, when I was a kid, we'd go up there and visit because my grandparents had friends of the family that moved out from Brooklyn with them.
Uh-huh.
and they'd been living there since like 61, 62. Dude, in the 60s, Santa Barbara was so
Nice.
gorgeous. Oh
Yeah.
my God. All of California was.
Yeah.
And ever since my thing, my reading of the tea leaves is that the people from that country from 1948 took over this country in 1963, and they've slowly but surely taken over every single municipality.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that's probably what's going on, is these people have taken over and they've ruined California because
It's
California is completely
it's
ruined.
pretty much ruined
It's overcrowded.
unless you go like into the outskirts and like deep.
Like you and I know where to go,
Yeah,
and I don't even want to tell people.
I know. I know. And it sucks because we have like the best weather, the best, I mean, I don't know if it's the best, but
It's
it's
killer.
temperate. It's never too hot, never too cold. And we have these beautiful like beautiful
Beaches,
scenery.
mountains.
Yeah, we've got beaches and mountains like, just miles of beautiful scenic beach
Like in the
scenery,
wintertime, you could technically go skiing in the morning and go surfing in the afternoon.
You could.
I mean,
Yeah.
nowhere else in the world you're going to be able to pull that off.
Well, you know what? You can do that in Vancouver.
Oh yeah,
Actually easier because
yeah.
you can be at the like on the coast and within like an hour and a half you can be up on the top of this mountain and ski. I love like
New
that.
Zealand's like that too.
That's super cool.
Yeah, New Zealand has
Yeah.
that too. They have like mountains you can ski on that are like, drivable to the beach. But
Yeah.
California totally has everything,
Yeah.
everything you want. But
Hmm.
the thing is that everyone on Earth wants to come here and consume it like a bunch
And
of parasites.
and they've kind of started already doing that.
They all just come here, and then if you're brown and from some far-flung corner of the world where it's some hellhole, you get the red carpet rolled out for you. Like
And
we're a
free
sanctuary
stuff.
freaking city. So that means that they can just come in and they get special treatment, special place to live, special propped up. I say, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. You have to come here. As a matter of fact, I wish they would have to run it by me who gets to come to California. I'm pissed that they don't. They should have to say, well, okay, you got looks like you have all your ducks in a row. The last process is you have to run it by Firefly.
Firefly.
You have to run it by Firefly, and if Firefly approves, then you can come to California. You know?
So what are we going to do about this election, Firefly?
Well, I think the
What do you know what? Shall we make some predictions?
we can make some
Let's make some
predictions. I
predictions.
could see that. I don't think that the conservatives are going to make any headway.
No,
I don't think no.
no.
I think it's going to be all a bunch of Democrats. It's going to be a bunch of weirdos like the mayor of LA. Karen Bass is probably going to win again
I know because she's so popular.
because
See,
she did a good job when they burnt down Palisades with the direct energy weapons.
yeah,
She did a good job of leaving town right around that time, turning off the water.
and the firefighters couldn't like even get over there to fight the fires
Yeah,
and stuff.
she did a good job.
She did a
She
good
cut
job.
their funding
Hmm.
just prior.
All the insurance companies canceled people.
She oversaw that, and they said, good, good. Karen Bass, you're good. You're a disgusting looking black ashen skin lesbian, and no one can stand you. You're perfect.
You're perfect for the
You
part.
are perfect.
You get another season on this show.
You get another season. Plus, if we have another round of cooties and we tell people to get masks and go get vaccines, you're gonna tell them yes. And Maxine, speaking of Maxine, you're probably good friends with Maxine Waters. They probably hang out and go get like mimosas together.
Probably.
Ugh, go looking for dudes. Ew, her and Maxine are so hot. So, anyways, I think my prediction is Democrats across the board, more of the same, and then a bunch of like celebratory stuff. Like people celebrating, like it's a new chapter in California, and
Yeah,
things are going to be so good because California is where people are totally on a permanent blue pill.
totally.
They're on a permanent blue pill.
Yeah,
So they're just like, "Oh, good, you know what? My cornhole games are not going to be affected."
right. My
Well,
Tesla's gonna still run
I think
for now.
nothing's going to change until the Tesla driving, cornhole playing, tattooed kooks that live in California are starting to be very, very adversely affected. But then they'll blame conservatives.
Right.
That's what they'll do.
Hmm.
Because if you look at the demographics of California, it's interesting. Because when I was doing my Red Pill Corner, there was a lot of people coming down that were like conservative like us, you
Mhm.
know. Not, and I don't even consider myself a conservative. I don't like that label.
Yeah.
I'm just real,
I was gonna say we're realists.
real.
Like we're like for what's gonna make things better, not like
Dude, why do we have to
deranged,
ship
not
in third world
deranged things.
barbarians and give them carte blanche to
Yeah.
commit crimes and
And
pay for their housing?
and like pay for kids to like go mutilate their bodies and not tell their parents about. I mean,
Oh, we're a sanctuary for that too.
we're
Like, oh,
yeah.
they weren't gonna chop off your dick in Florida, so come here.
Yeah,
We'll do it for
we
you.
got you.
Yeah. And there's some doctor from that country from 1948 down in Beverly Hills who's like, well, I chop off dicks and I chop off boobs. What can I do for you?
So gross.
So,
Oh.
you know, and then we're like, the other thing too is we're completely bankrupt. California is completely bankrupt.
Financially or morally?
Well, morally, but what's been going on is fraud, just like in Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Fraud in Minneapolis pales in comparison to the fraud going on in California.
yeah.
And they just passed a new law. It
Well,
was AB 4629 or something like that. And it basically says if you go look into fraud, like that one kid that's doing it, Nick, whatever, if you go look into fraud and expose it, that's a crime. And you can pay a
yeah,
fine of up to 5 grand.
yeah. Shoot the messenger. Don't expose anything. Don't expose a crime because that's a crime. It's a crime to expose a crime.
Totally.
So that's how corrupt this place is, and
Like
it's
I got this pamphlet about the someone gave me a pamphlet about the corruption in Minneapolis,
oh yeah,
and I
oh
was
yeah.
looking at it. And this guy who's been investigating fraud for his whole career, and he's like 65 years old, and he's been investigating fraud for like 40 years. He said he's never seen anything like it, and he's dropped jaw at the extent of the fraud in Minneapolis.
Wow,
He said several people started several hospice companies that were all fraud
wow.
and got money from the federal government because I did a little bit of time in long-term care and I kind of understand the way it works. If you have a hospice or you have a
You
nursing
weren't
home,
in long-term care.
I
You
was
were,
recruiting.
yeah.
I was recruiting. I was going finding like a director of nursing for a nursing home or something like that. But so I was familiarized with hospice, assisted living, and nursing homes. They get money from the government. So what they do is if someone doesn't have private insurance, then they come in, they have a person called an MDS coordinator. And the MDS coordinator goes in and does an assessment of all of the services that are rendered, right down to the minutia. Like if they help you up out of bed, that's a service.
Mm.
And every psychotropic drug they shove down your throat is considered a service.
Oh gosh.
So there's a code. These MDS coordinators have to know the code for that specific service, and they submit it to the federal government for reimbursement.
Oh
And
man.
they get paid based upon how much reimbursement they get from the government. That's like how an MDS coordinator is evaluated by their boss.
This is the kind of bureaucracy that just, you know, adds up and adds up and makes all of our tax money like go nowhere. Like this
Totally.
is why they want to keep taxing us to death because there's that kind of stuff going on and there's probably 500 people working at this company that's doing that, and then
Yeah.
there's like another 500 working at another company doing that. And they're all, and then what happens is
Oh, all the nursing homes, all the big nursing home companies, and all the big assisted living companies and hospice companies, they're run by people from that country from 1948. It's all like these East Coast dudes who are from that country from 1948, have opaque funds, and they buy up these nursing homes, and like one company will own like hundreds of nursing homes.
yeah, and then what happens is they just like a hospital, they will charge like, say there's something that costs like $5 or whatever. They'll bill the insurance company or the government
15. more than that.
I was going to say 50 probably.
Totally.
So they jack up the prices and make
They did
everything.
that in the war in Afghanistan and
Yeah,
Iraq too. They would charge like $100 for a Coke,
yeah,
and then these contractors would just get filthy rich.
right. So this is a huge corrupt problem in this country, and this is why they're taxing us to death, you know?
Totally. Dude, the nursing home situation is total fraud. There was this guy named Shlomo, and I don't need to mention that he's from that country from 1948 with a name like Shlomo. I can't remember his last name. It was some, you
That
know,
was his first name?
that was his first
Oh,
name.
jeez.
Shlomo. And so, he probably couldn't have, there's no women who wanted him unless he bought it,
Yeah.
right? So he came out here and he was so corrupt that he cannot be affiliated with anything in long-term care in California. Even California passed laws that said you cannot do this anymore because he was so corrupt that he would own all the nursing homes, and then he would own all of the companies that supplied the supplies for the nursing
Oh,
homes.
that's not a conflict of interest or anything.
Totally. So he took over the whole industry, and he was so this what finally came out in the wash was this one old man had maggots in his IV. There was maggots in his IVs.
How does that even happen?
Because
Oh,
Shlomo gives no money to the nursing homes. He takes it all for himself and for the opaque funds for the cult that he's in. So what he does is he gives very little money to the nurses and to the patients, and they try to do their best. And if they have a nurse who's doing a good job, they fire her and they bring in like a fat tattooed like Wakero, and she'll sit there and just do nothing and just allow the people to they just give them psychotropic drugs and neglect them until they die. That's what they do in nursing homes out here. And
God.
it's all owned by the people from that country from 1948, and it's all totally corrupt, totally fraudulent, and people's loved ones are suffering, and the federal government keeps propping them up
Mhm.
because that's part of the program. The federal government has like this thing where no, 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 no. Even if you don't have insurance, when you get old, you can go to a nursing home.
Right.
But that's not good
No.
because what happens is the federal government just basically funds fraud worldwide or nationwide.
Yeah.
And then when it gets exposed, it's racist. He's so racist. He's so anti-Semitic. He's just so anti-Semitic. Or like it was all the fraud was from we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet. So you can't really talk about them either
Yeah.
when they do their fraud.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're run by a mob.
We
We're
are.
run by a mob.
We are.
So to go vote, it's kind of like if the mob had elections
Yeah.
and they said,
Uh, the Godfather is stepping
the
down.
God
He's
is
not going to be
stepping
in
down.
charge anymore, and there's going to be a new Godfather, and
So you got Joey the Mooch,
you
or
get
you
to
got
vote.
yeah, you got Joey the Mooch, or you got Freddie Left Hands.
And then it's like, wow, who are you going to vote for? Because
You
like
got Freddie the Mooch.
if you vote for one, the other one might like want to shoot you. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah,
And no matter who you vote for, the mob's still running the show.
exactly.
I think, so that's my take on the California election. And now they just passed a law, and this isn't just like something they're considering. This actually passed. It says if you go look into the fraud and expose it, you get fined.
That's unbelievable. That's like thought crimes and
Yes.
that's total 1984 stuff right there.
It's getting that point.
It
That's
is
why I think what we need to do is get aggressive about forming alternatives
totally.
because we're captured. This country's captured, and I think that's the white pill.
I think we might need to have like a total revolutionary situation.
Well,
You
that
know
was
what I
what
mean?
that you're right, and it is. It's kind of gnarly to think about that.
I'm picturing like boxes of tea going into the
Totally,
harbor.
exactly. Only out here, we'll just throw boxes of GLP-1. It'll be
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, it'll be instead of the Boston Tea Party, it'll be the Los Angeles GLP-1 party.
Yeah, totally.
And we'll go and we'll
All
just
the fat
throw
chicks will be like jumping overboard to get their
throwing big fat tattooed lesbians into the fucking water. We're not putting up with this anymore. Because I think because if you think about the Revolutionary War, there was a group of dudes who said "fuck England,"
Yeah.
and they had balls.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening, what prompted the final straw, was taxation without
Without
representation.
representation.
That's what the Tea Party was. They
Yeah.
threw their tea
And
because
that's
their tea was getting taxed.
and that's what's happening to us now.
That's
You
exactly.
know,
The only difference is
we don't know
we
what we're
haven't
being taxed for.
organized and we haven't congealed the way that the
And
Patriots did.
I think it's really hard to organize now, even harder now than it was then. Like we've got social media, we've got all kinds of the internet and ways to get a hold of each other worldwide, but they've dumbed us down and somatized us down to the point where people are just neutered and like can't think for themselves, can't organize, and can't like plan anything, you know?
Well, I think that that can change.
Yeah,
And I think that if we get our voices out there and that people connect with us, I think that we can bring this about. And that's exactly what has to happen.
that's
That's
what
the
has to
white pill.
happen. That's, yeah.
People need to start talking. They need to accept the situational awareness. We are a captured country, even down to the city level.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
captured.
definitely.
There's a mob that runs us through bribery and extortion
Mm-hmm.
and bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And that runs California.
And you know what? It's going to keep happening and it's going to get worse if people keep going along with it. What if everybody just stopped paying their taxes?
That's
What if
what,
everybody just stopped? What could they do?
remember, Stu had that one dude on,
Yeah, and he just says that he says that it's not legal and we shouldn't be paying them.
and he said, I've been doing it for 25 years and they know better than they can't come after me. So I wouldn't be surprised because if a law is repugnant to the Constitution, you don't have to observe it. It's repugnant to the Constitution. But
That's why they want to get rid of the Constitution.
they want to get rid of that
Hmm.
because they want to control our courts.
And they want to make it so a law doesn't really matter because the courts and the judges will just say whatever they're told to say or whatever they want to say anyway.
Yeah.
So, um,
So to answer your question, does voting make sense when the mob is running everything? I mean, that it doesn't make sense. You're taking a blue pill. Voting's kind of like taking a blue pill
I know.
because you're going in there and you're thinking that your voice is being
You
heard
know
and
what?
you're affecting change,
Yeah, you know what? It seems like is like people think that they're taking action by voting, like they're doing something.
which is true. You are doing something, but these days that's not effective doing. You're just going and voting for one of their propped up puppets. You're not, if you want to do something, join our movement and let's form alternatives.
Yeah.
Let's congeal and let's start planning and let's start communicating and have other people talking out there about what can we do? How can we do another revolutionary war? Because that's what I think we need to do. We need to do another revolutionary war because the
We
tyrants have taken over.
we need to have another tea party.
Another tea party.
And I'm not talking about the little simple garden variety type.
No, 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 no. We're going to have a big one. It's going to be a huge tea party. As a matter of fact, we kind of are like the modern tea party. They kind of had that. Remember back in like the Obama era, just when like 2008,
Oh, they were called the Tea Party,
they were called the Tea
right?
Party.
What was that? They were,
They were conservatives
yeah,
and they hated Obama.
right.
But McCain was such a disgusting asshole.
Yeah,
So McCain was this guy who got shot down in Vietnam. And then, so he has that heroic background, which is cool. He went to Vietnam, got shot down. Who knows? That might have been fake.
right.
That might have been all script.
Script.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But McCain was this disgusting war hawk who loved all this war in the Middle East, and he loved supporting Israel. And he was one of those Schofield Bible neocons, right? So the Tea Party was basically calling attention to how corrupt Obama was.
Yeah,
And a lot of people didn't listen to them, and they got a lot of grief. They went and protested like a million strong
yeah,
down at the White House against Obama. And now looking back, a lot of the things they were talking about were true. They were pushing back against the Affordable Care Act.
yeah.
because the Affordable Care Act was, in their opinion, revoking our freedoms because they're saying you have to pay into this corrupt insurance
Right.
scam.
Right.
And so they said that's taxation without representation.
Hmm.
And that's, they looked at it as akin to, remember during the Revolutionary War, they would have soldiers would be remanded to your home and you would have to put them up in
Right.
your home.
Yeah.
And it was called quartering. And it was imposed on you. You had to impose the enemy soldiers. Uh, you had to invite the enemy soldiers into your home and let them stay, and you had to give them quarter.
Yeah.
That was one of the final straws too. Well, that's kind of what's akin to what's going on now, where we have illegal immigrants coming into our homes
Yeah.
and coming into our neighborhoods,
Right.
and you have Obama going,
And we're supposed to just welcome them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've watched my parents. My parents have been living in their neighborhood for 40 years.
Hmm.
And their neighborhood was nice. It was super, it was all white and it was really quiet and it was real mellow. Now it's lame.
Well, remember my parents' neighborhood, which is a nice neighborhood. I grew up there and it was always just a nice middle class
Yeah.
neighborhood in like a kind of quieter side of town, like not, not real
Yeah.
busy. And remember just like a few months ago there was graffiti on two walls of
Yeah.
two of the people's like they're like brick walls in the neighbor. I mean, this is like a neighborhood and it's like where's this coming from?
White flight. That's the beginning of
Where is
white
this coming
flight.
from?
You
Yeah.
have to bone out when you're a white person. When you see spray paint on the windows,
Yeah.
you got to get out
Well, and I said, well, obviously, if somebody's putting graffiti on
on the
the
walls.
fences, the walls of this like just quiet little neighborhood, that means there must be some kind of gang activity happening in this neighborhood,
Well, that's what
which
gangs do.
never ever
They
was.
when they spray paint something, they're claiming it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a dog pissing on like a bush.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, I this is my territory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, no, 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 no. This is not your territory. This is my home, dude.
Yeah.
But see, Obama, remember Big Mike? He was like, why y'all running away from us?
Hmm.
You know? And Obama said, we're not going to have any more white neighborhoods. We're going to ship brown and black people into those neighborhoods because we cannot be having diversity is a strength and we're going to have diversity everywhere. Well, that's what happens. Brown and black people move into a white neighborhood and ruin it, and then white people have to bone out. And that's happening more and more and more. But in California, what's weird is people have this misconception outside of the main hubs, LA, Sacramento, and San Francisco. California is very conservative,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of real people here,
Totally. Yeah.
a lot of real people.
Hmm.
You know, like if you go to like Oroville or you go to Eureka or you go to even out by like San Bernardino, you start to get like real down to earth people
Hmm.
who aren't like enamored with the culture club.
Right.
It's in LA, San Francisco, and Sacramento. You have all these people who are the culture club's base.
Exactly.
They're tattooed, ignorant degenerates,
Yeah.
and they'll do anything they're told. So, what is white pill? White pill is situational awareness. We're a captured country. We have been hijacked, and we need to act accordingly. And me personally, I don't think I'm going to vote.
I don't think I am either.
I
Which
mean,
is this would be the first time in my life since I was 18. But I don't know, does that make us are we being defeatists? Like are we just giving up or are we realizing that our vote doesn't matter and we don't need to spin our wheels and waste our time like going over there to do it,
you know what it reminds
you
me of?
know?
Like, remember when you were in middle school, you might not remember this, or elementary school, you'd have to go tap the basketball court. And there was like our homeroom had like three basketballs, but there was only one full court on the 8 foots, and everybody wanted to play on the 8 foot baskets because you could dunk. So you wanted to play on the 8 foot ones. So what would happen is the bell would ring for recess, and everyone would run to the door. First person would grab a basketball and sprint out to the basketball courts, and the first person to make a layup tapped the court.
Oh, you claimed it.
You claimed it. So now, and then you set up the game. Well, if you arrive late and they've already tapped the court and they're not letting you play, what option do you have? You take your ball and you go start a game on the 10-foot courts, and then you go start your own game. That's what we have to do because they've already tapped this court.
Totally.
They've already tapped it. The culture club's pretty much running the show. So going and voting in their little rigged elections is only like trying to play in their game.
Right.
Let's start forming a revolutionary war.
Let's do it.
I like
I
that.
like it. I love it.
Anything else on California?
I think that's enough.
Dream of Californication.
I want to get out of here.
I know.
Talk
Anthony
to you.
Kiedis is like, I love it.